off. That's his gift. That's what he loved to do. You've got to identify that gift. Now listen to me. When you see people in life, when you're standing on the cliff of life and you see people soaring by, and you see people soaring, going to exotic places, you hear about them doing wonderful things. Maybe you look up the street and your neighbor just gets a car every year, every 2 years. You know, how is he doing that? Have you ever thought, maybe this person right here has identified their gift and is living in their gift? Because your Bible says, your Bible says your gift will make room for you. Your gift, not your education. You go get an education, that's nice. But if you don't use your gift, that education only gonna take you so far. I know a lot of people got degrees, man. They ain't even using them. It's your gift. But the only way for you to soar is you got to jump. You got to take that gift that's packed away on your back. You got to jump off that cliff and pull that cord. That gift opens up and provides the soar. If you don't ever use it, you're going to just go to work. And if you're getting up going to work on a job every day that you hate going to, that ain't living, man. You just existed. At one point in time, you ought to see what living's like. But the only way to see what living like, you got to jump. And here's the problem. Let me just be real with you. When you first jump, let me tell you something. Your parachute will not open right away. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you it did, but it don't. When you jump, it's not going to open right away. You're going to hit them rocks. You're going to get some skin tore off on them cliffs. You're going to get all your clothes tore off. You're going to get some cuts on you. You're going to be bleeding pretty bad. But eventually, the parachute has to open. That is a promise of God. That ain't a theory, that's a promise. His promises is true, because listen to me. You cannot name one single thing God has not gotten you through. Name it. And if he ain't got you through it, he's currently pulling you through it right now. And the living proof of it is you sitting in here. If he hadn't got you through it, you wouldn't even be here. So if he ain't never not got you through it, why would he not let your parachute open? It has to open, man. But you got to jump, though. Now, here's another thing. You can play it safe and deal without the cuts and the tears. And you can stand on that cliff of life forever safe. But if you don't jump, I got another promise I can make. Your parachute will never open. You'll never know. You'll never know what God really has. See, your God has a wonderful life for you. Once again, I'm going to refer to your Bible. Now, you go down there, you memorize these scriptures, you don't apply them to yourself. Your Bible says that he comes to give you life and give you life more abundantly. If I were you, I would jump. Because that's the only way to get to that abundant life. You got to jump, man. You got to take a chance. When I get through talking, there are those of you who have discussed this in the car. Well, I got bills, and I got bills. Whether you stay on the cliff or you jump, you're going to have bills. Well, if I quit my job, I'm going to ruin my credit. If you got a job, you live in check to check. Even if you got A1 credit, you can't buy nothing else no damn way. At one point in time, man, do yourself a favor. Go see what God really do. God hold you up, man. He ain't gonna let you fall. He ain't bring you this far, let you fall. Do yourself a favor, man. Before you leave this world, before you die, jump. Just jump one time. Just jump. Thank you very much.
Yo, that was real good, y'all. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, episode number 99. If y'all can hear me right now, if I'm coming in live on YouTube, if everything is clear, just give me a 7 in the chat box. I want to make sure everything is clear because I'm all the way in another state right now, chasing a new opportunity, guys. I'm live from the Vibe Right studio. Shout out to my sister, Sister Vibe Right, Brittany, for allowing me to be in our studio today and shoot this podcast live from Austin, Texas. All right, guys, I'm out in Austin, Texas right now. Make sure you guys send this link out to as many people as you possibly can. Let's go and pack this call out. Let's let some people know. I need for my people that are locked in on my Discord group, into Telegram. Man, drop this in the Crypto Nerds. Drop this inside of all your Telegram groups. Man, just let the family know that today is going to be a very special episode, and I'm coming with a different level of energy. The reason why is because the vibe is exactly the way it's supposed to be. The vibe is exactly right. All right. So today's call, we're going to cover a lot of information. You guys know what happened to Tucker Carlson. There's a lot of social media propaganda going on right now, all over Twitter, all over Instagram, all over Snapchat, Fox, NBC. They're talking about what's going on right now. And so you guys know that the cancel culture is extremely big right now. So welcome to Coffee and Crypto. This is our 99th episode. And on Thursday, we'll be shooting episode 100 with a very special guest, Noah DeFreitas. We'll start promoting that starting today. But I am live right now from Crypto Consensus. We'll be in Crypto Consensus starting tomorrow all the way through Friday. So I'm really excited to announce what Coffee and Crypto has in store. So if you guys can go ahead and drop this link out to some more people that you like, love, and respect. And we're about to get this call on the road. All right. So I appreciate you guys for taking the time to be here on our show today. And I hope that you enjoy it. All right. Again, the 99th episode, we have stayed consistent, we've stayed committed, and we have not given up on our goals, our dreams, guys. Literally, Steve Harvey said it best. He said, you got to jump, man. One thing that people don't do is they don't jump. It don't matter. It doesn't matter what your current situation looks like. It doesn't matter what your current portfolio looks like, whether that's stocks, crypto, real estate. It does not matter. Just keep jumping. Understand, the more you jump, the more if you jump, the parachute will finally release. But if you choose to stay in the airplane because you're afraid to jump, you'll never have a parachute that releases anyway. So guys, I wanted to go through, because this is a very, very, very special episode of Coffee and Crypto. Not only is it the 99th episode, but I remember last year, I want to come up here and talk to you guys real quick. Last year, I actually applied to be a media partner for a CoinDesk Crypto Consensus 2022. And it did not happen. You know what I mean? I guess Coffee and Crypto wasn't big enough then. We didn't have, we didn't have the motion that we have now. We didn't have the type of content that we have now. And I went ahead and applied to Crypto Consensus for 2023, and they accepted me. You know what I mean? Literally on Saturday, I got the message, and today is Tuesday. I said, I'm going to be in Austin, Texas for this event. I plan to just come to the event. I plan to just go and make it happen. I plan to just walk in there, because I'm going to tell you something. It's about being in the room. I want y'all to realize something. Being in the room is the most important thing that you can do. You have to be in the room. You understand that if you do not take the chance, if you do not take the leap and go get in the rooms that are necessary, guys, you will not be able to, it's the same thing I talk about taking access for granted, right? Y'all know my quote. If you take access for granted, you will not be granted the access. Guys, this is access. I did not take this access for granted. I already planned to be here interviewing people at Crypto Consensus. I believe that it was going to happen the same way I believe that InvestFest was going to happen last year. And then guess what? 2 weeks before, they called me and said, hey, we need one more person for the crypto panel. We've been following you. We want to see it. Guys, I want you to know that whatever you're doing right now, there's somebody that's watching you. I want you to understand that it doesn't matter how many people view your content. Somebody is watching you. I think about the guy who was shooting content and Oprah Winfrey with the OWN network. Oprah Winfrey was he only had like 15 subscribers. I think I showed this on the show before. He had 15 subscribers on his YouTube channel, and little did he know one of those subscribers was Oprah Winfrey. She called that man and she said, hey, I've seen your consistency. I love what you're doing. I want you to have your own show on OWN. Guys, that was so inspiring for me. because it just lets me know that it doesn't matter how many subscribers, it doesn't matter how many people tune in. This information is not for everybody, and everybody cannot be saved. I need you all to understand that. You cannot save everybody. We are leading people to the water. We're leading people to the water. We're leading people to the money, right? We're leading people to the money. We're leading people to the water. But I'm going to tell you something. We cannot, okay, make them drink the water. Please do not get caught up with your friends, family, people that you love, people that you respect, people that you may not even know. Do not get caught up in them not wanting to chase this vision the same way as you. Okay. Anytime that there's resistance with something, understand that the payout on the other end, if you can follow through on that resistance, if you can break out, it's like trading, guys. If I can break out of the resistance, I know for a fact that if I break out of resistance, the next stop is the moon. If you break above the resistance, you're going to retest some support. You're going to touch the ground. You're going to collect your foundation, and we're going to take off. Guys, welcome to the 99th episode. We are literally about to hit 100 episodes on Thursday, and I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you all. All right, now I wanted to start this show off today to allow some more people. I'm going to still send out some messages. I want to allow some more people to hop on to our Zoom call so they don't miss this information, and you do the same. I'm definitely grateful for my community for sending this link out, making sure that friends and family are plugged in. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to play a quick brief from last year's consensus 2022. I want to play this because I want you to have FOMO. I want you to understand that if you call yourself a crypto expert, if you call yourself a crypto investor, if you call yourself someone who's an influencer, if you call yourself someone who is a lover of this space, you have to be in these conferences. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to expect, guys, but I'm going in with a level of expectation that by the end of this conference, Coffee and Crypto will be one of the top podcasts in the world, guys. Everybody will know our name. Shout out to CoinDesk for putting on this event last year and continuing with the consistency of doing it this year. Guys, watch this recap and you guys will see. The reason I want to show you this recap is because you will see all the things they talked about in 2022 at Crypto Consensus has actually started to happen in 2023, moving into the next Crypto Consensus. All right. After this video, we will dive into the bullish content. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto.
Take a big look into the future, right? I mean, inevitably, what we are doing at Consensus is trying to literally build the future.
We're removing the geographic boundaries and having thematic-based virtual nations or communities of people that believe in the same thing.
Look, the banks have had a good 800-year run. The Medici is awesome. JP Morgan, the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergs, do Bilderberg.com tonight. Look at that online. But it's been awesome for them, but it's over. The current system you described is going to go away, and it's going to flow to all of the entrepreneurs and innovators in this room and around the world. And that is magical.
New York, of course, is the financial center of the United States.
Right.
And Senator Gillibrand is New York's senator. And then Wyoming is the state that sought out the leadership role in crypto. So when the two of them connected, and which, by the way, they are both really brilliant women.
I've spoken to Chairman Gensler, so has Cynthia Lummis. And so we've been working with the SEC staff to make sure that when we define what are the characteristics of a security, having an equity interest, being paid dividends over time. These are characteristics fundamental to the securities industry. People use digital assets for hundreds of reasons. It is not a one size fits all.
I just say this often, I said it earlier, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. Let's use existing infrastructure that we have within the policy space, the regulatory space, and leverage that. We have to evolve with markets. We have to evolve with technology.
I do think that one of the things that we're focused on is how do we address the challenges that unhosted wallets create for national security and for illicit finance? I understand and respect the need for and the desire for privacy, but we need to make sure that we're also in a place where we're not creating avenues where those who want to move funds illicitly are able to use digital assets more than traditional assets.
I'm still a world citizen. I'm still traveling quite heavily. I still personally do not use a bank that much at all. I do have a bank account, but I don't use it at all.
If you do something and you're like, well, you know, I stole money from this person, gave it to this other person so they could use it more. You know, maybe you're just thinking about, well, they could use it more, but what you're not thinking about is all the damage that you're doing to the fabric of society. I think that it's the consequences that matter. But I think that people are often way too narrow-minded about what those consequences actually are.
This is going to be very cold-hearted, but this is how I actually see the world. I feel bad for everyone like myself that lost money, but I feel that the collective good that comes out of a terrible situation like that is higher than the sum of the money that was lost.
Feels like crypto these days, and especially call it Web3 and creator economy, the executions are really lean forward. Get into Discord, respond to this, airdrop this, you know, bounty that, like go, 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 go. Like it's nuts. And frankly, like I've had to do a bit of a Discord detox myself.
I'm working on an album with an artist by the name of Lil Wayne. And we're gonna have the music already sounds like the metaverse, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it sounded good.
I'm with that. It's like sort of that trippy visual experience, but through your ears,
very
right?
Trippy, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very trippy.
Got it. Shout out to psilocybin.
First and foremost, the most important aspect that changed about my work with NFTs is really the psychology and the relationship between me and my work. You know, I've been painting in the digital medium for as long as I can remember. This whole journey, as you know, I've came out in a very explosive way, and it's very, you know, it was conflicted, but very significant.
We're focused on food justice in America. People donate. If you have pure donations, no tokens, gives us the freedom to give over power to these nonprofits, and now they're donating to other nonprofits. So there's a wonderful collaboration that's happening that usually doesn't happen in the nonprofit world.
Generally, I don't encourage people to put their money in cryptocurrencies as a technology. And this is what distances me from, I think, a lot of people in the community. Like, I use Bitcoin to use it. In 2013, Bitcoin is what I used to pay for the servers anonymously, or rather pseudonymously, that were the plumbing behind how I transferred these files to these reporters who, frankly, I couldn't trust them to protect me. And it worked, right? And there are 1,000 other ones that do all of these different things. And I think that's really the power of this community.
You believe that the fundamentals of a long-term case are really strong. When everybody else is dipping, that's the time to double down and just dive extra hard.
In order to make the metaverse work, what we need is to get talented people creating experiences. And right now, those people tend to work in the game industry, in film and television, doing the CGI. It's coming together. I mean, the question is it going to be in a centralized manner where one company or one person sits in the middle and says, here's how it's going to be, here's what you're going to build? Or are we instead going to create an environment where a lot of people can try different things?
All right. Okay. So I wanted to show that just to get some more people, allow some more people some time to hop on before we dive into this really important stuff that we're going to talk about today, the things that we've uncovered and discovered. All right. Now, I'm really excited. All right. I'm maybe because I'm such a geek. All right. Maybe I'm just a nerd, but yo, I am extremely, oh my Lord, excited. Every single person that we've talked about on this show over the last 99 episodes, people that we've talked about multiple times, one time, different CEOs, everybody, I mean, creators, everybody's going to be at this conference. And so I would recommend, all right, that when there's conferences that come to America like this, right? Eventually, guys, I mean, we'll be so wealthy from these investments. We'll be in the ones in Dubai. We'll be in the ones in Greece. We'll be in the ones that they're having in Asia. There's blockchain conferences going on every single week in different countries. So when there's something like this, right? If there's something like this that comes to town, okay, that comes to your country, you want to make sure that you're there, right? I mean, there's all these NFT conferences, this is by far the biggest crypto conference in America every single year. All right. And so I just want to encourage you guys to make it out next year, man. Be in the room, be present. You never know what opportunities may come your way. Now, This year is Consensus 2023. All right. And so I'm very proud to say that Coffee and Crypto will be here as a media partner. They have selected us to come out and interview quite a few of the heavy hitters, some big names. I cannot release those names just yet. However, I'm excited to get out there and get my agenda for the day to know exactly what's going on. Now, just so y'all, because I want you all to feel like you're there with me. All right. So I want to show you some of the people that will be there so that you can kind of know what's the potential and the information you can hear. Right. So you have Jenny Johnson. This is crazy, guys. Franklin Templeton. We're actually going to talk about Franklin Templeton today. And I actually didn't even know that this was the first person. I haven't even looked at, like I looked at it. I didn't even know who Franklin Templeton was until I did my research this morning and last night and found some content on them that was extremely useful and bullish for the space. So stick around. If you guys look here at the top of my thing, y'all will see Franklin Templeton right up there. Okay, we'll talk about Franklin Templeton. We'll also talk about it's Franklin Templeton. All right. You have Jeremy Allaire, who's the CEO of Circle, guys. You have Christy Goldsmith Romero, who is the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission. She's the commissioner of the CFTC. All right. You have Chelsea Manning, who's a security consultant. You have Representative Patrick McHenry, who just flamed Gary Gensler up. I hope I get it. I'm really hoping I get an interview. Patrick McHenry. You got Cynthia Loomis, all right, that will be there, who is a U.S. senator that we all know is coming out with these a part of policy in the bigger space of crypto regulation, right? So you have so many different speakers. You got David Burt, the Bermuda government, right? A part of the Bermuda government. So I can go on and on and on. I mean, it literally in alphabetical order. These are all the speakers. I mean, it just keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. So this is going to be fun, and I'm really excited. And I wanted to just share this energy with you all on this beautiful Tuesday to let you know that we are moving forward. We're doing things necessary. With that being said, let's dive into today's show. All right. If you love this show, drop some coffee in the chat box. Make sure if you're brand new, go ahead and get that coffee emoji together. That way you can drop as much as you possibly can. And if you have not taken the time to share this out with your friends and family, please do. And if you're live on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. It's right there. Just smash subscribe button, smash the like button. You don't even got to leave a comment. Just go click. You know, they're right next to each other. Subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like. Look, do that with me one time. Boom, 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 boom. All right. If you do that right there, you will be connected with us. You won't miss any videos, any content, anything that we're adding to our network. Now, I wanted to show this interview or this speech with Tucker Carlson. How many of you all actually saw this speech and a bit of this speech? And because we all know that Tucker Carlson just got fired, basically laid off by one of the biggest news networks out there, right? And so if you guys have heard of this already, just go ahead and drop a 7. But it was definitely one of his. It was definitely one of his best speeches. And they ain't like that, right? The elites do not like when you're going against the agenda and you're speaking out and they're paying you this money. And you're saying, oh, okay. So now they think you Kanye, Tucker Carlson, you think you can just go out there and say what you want to say. All right. Well, we're going to show you and we're going to make an example out of you, because guess what? If the number one news station in America will get rid of you, literally, for a fact, nobody else cares about you. And so the biggest lesson that I learned from Tucker Carlson is that when you build it for your last name, understand something. There's power in building it for your last name. Coffee and Crypto is built for the last name of the Owens clan. Okay, this is the Owens clan. All right, this is what it's built for. Build it for your last name. But guess what? When you are building something for someone else's last name, then that, like CNN, like CNBC, like TMZ, whatever the case may be, BET, it does not matter. You have the ability to get fired. You have the ability to get canceled. Guys, I can't be hired nor fired. All right. So, Fox, not CNN, Fox News. That's the biggest network. CNN, I believe, is coming in at number 2. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna play this speech. I wasn't going to, but I'm gonna play it anyway, because honestly, I really don't even, the rest of these tabs, I'm kind of just gonna go through. I don't have a whole lot of video content today. I have more just articles and things to share with you all. So we'll get done with this on time. So drop some coffee in the chat box and let's get this money.
It might be time to start to reassess the terms we use to describe what we're watching. So when I started at Heritage, the presumption was, and this is a very Anglo-American assumption, that the debates we're having are kind of rational debates about the way to get to mutually agreed upon outcomes. Right? So like we all want the country to be more prosperous and free and people to be less oppressed or whatever. And so we're going to argue about tax rates. And I think higher tax gets us there. I'm like Keynesian and you disagree, you're an Austrian or whatever. But the objective is the same. And so we write our papers and they write their papers and may the best papers win. I don't think that's what we're watching now at all. I don't think we're watching a debate over how to get to the best outcome. I think that's completely wrong. And I've come to this conclusion, and I should say at the outset, I'm an Episcopalian, so don't take any theological advice from me because I don't have any. I grew up in the shallowest faith tradition that's ever been invented. It's not even a Christian religion at this point. I say with shame, but I'm just saying this as an observer of what's going on. There is no way to assess, say, the transgenderist movement with that mindset. Policy papers don't account for it at all. If you have people who are saying, I have an idea, let's castrate the next generation. Let's sexually mutilate children. Sorry, that's not a political debate. What? It has nothing to do with politics. What's the outcome we're desiring here? An androgynous population? Is that really what we are arguing for that? I don't think anyone could defend that as a positive outcome. But the weight of the government and a lot of corporate interests are behind that. Well, what is that? Well, it's irrational. If you say, well, I think abortion is always bad. Well, I think sometimes it's necessary. That's a debate I'm familiar with. But if you're telling me that abortion is a positive good, what are you saying? Well, you're arguing for child sacrifice, obviously. It's not about a teen girl gets pregnant and what do we do about that? And victims of rape. I get it. Of course, I understand that. And I have compassion for everyone involved. But when the Treasury Secretary stands up and says, you know what you can do to help the economy get an abortion? Well, that's like an Aztec principle, actually. There's not a society in history that didn't practice human sacrifice. Not one. I checked. Even the Scandinavians, I'm ashamed to say, it wasn't just the Mesoamericans, it was everybody. So that's what that is. What's the point of child sacrifice? Well, there's no policy goal entwined with that. No, that's a theological phenomenon. And that's kind of the point I'm making. None of this makes sense in conventional political terms. When people or crowds of people, or the largest crowd of people at all, which is the federal government, the largest human organization in human history, decide that the goal is to destroy things, destruction for its own sake. Hey, let's tear it down. What you're watching is not a political movement, it's evil. So if you want to assess, and I'll put it in and I'll stop at this. I'll put it in non-political or non-specific theological terms and just say, if you want to know what's evil and what's good, what are the characteristics of those? And by the way, I think the Athenians would have agreed with this. This is not necessarily just a Christian notion. This is kind of let's say, widely agreed upon understanding of good and evil. What are its products? What do these two conditions produce? Well, good is characterized by order, calmness, tranquility, peace, whatever you want to call it, lack of conflict, cleanliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. It's true, it is. And evil is characterized by their opposites: violence, hate, disorder, division, disorganization, and filth. So if you are all in on the things that produce the latter basket of outcomes, what you're really advocating for is evil. That's just true. I'm not calling for a religious war, far from it. I'm merely calling for an acknowledgement of what we're watching, which is not one, and I'm certainly not backing the Republican Party. I'm not making a partisan point at all. I'm just noting what's super obvious. Like those of us who are in our mid-50s are caught in the past in the way that we think about this. One side's like, no, I've got this idea and we've got this idea and let's have a debate about our ideas. They don't want a debate. Those ideas won't produce outcomes that any rational person would want under any circumstances. Those are manifestations of some larger force acting upon us. It's just so obvious. It's completely obvious. And I think two things. One, we should say that and stop engaging in these totally fraudulent debates where we are using the terms that we used in 1991 when I started at Heritage, as if maybe, I could just win the debate if I marshaled more facts. I've tried that, doesn't work. And two, maybe we should all take just like 10 minutes a day to say a prayer about it. I'm serious. Like, why not? And I'm saying that to you, not as some kind of evangelist. I'm literally saying that to you as an Episcopalian, the Samaritans of our time. I'm coming to you from the most humble and lowly theological position you can. I'm literally an Episcopalian, okay? And even I have concluded it might be worth taking just 10 minutes out of your busy schedule to say a prayer for the future. And I hope you will.
Hope you'll say a prayer. All right. So a lot was uncovered and said in that. And if you guys look, the man, you could just see like his hair was all over, like he didn't look so good. Like, you know what I mean? Like he looked like he was kind of disturbed. He looked like he knew that he was saying too much, but he didn't care, and that was dope. You know what I mean? That was pretty dope to me. Just to see someone of such influence and power to have a platform like that, to just step up and say the things he said. Some of the things you may not have agreed with, some of the things you may have agreed with, some of the things you agreed with all the way, and maybe you didn't agree at all. But at the end of the day, one thing we can agree on is it takes a lot of grit and a lot of guts to step out there in front of the public and say things that's on your mind. And that's what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? That's what I do here at Coffee and Crypto, is I speak my mind, and in hopes that, people will love what I'm saying and also catch value in certain things that I'm saying. And that's why I'm forever grateful for just the people that show up to listen. So let's keep pushing forward. Now I want to cover a couple things that Warren Buffett, because I think in these times, right? And I think we're going to go through all 50 of these investing tips, and I want to share 5 of them every time that we hop on for the next couple of episodes. So the 5 tips that I want to share in regards to Warren Buffett, okay, the way that he thinks about investing, okay. Number one, you got to understand that Warren Buffett is worth $100 billion, okay. That means that he knows a little more than you do, okay. It doesn't mean he's better than you. Doesn't mean he's better than me. It just means that he knows a little more, right? Which he should, because he's like 94 or something, right? So he should know a little more. Okay, so understand that success leaves clues. Okay, can we all agree on that? Success leaves clues, right? So the very first thing first tip that you would get from Warren Buffett is tip number 1. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. I want to share these 5 because it's important for us to establish these habits as investors and learn how to implement these things into our investment strategies, right? So understand, be fearful when others are greedy. Right now in the cryptocurrency space, there's no greed. There's absolutely the fear to greed index for cryptocurrency. I'm actually going to look and see if I can find it real quick and pull it up, right? Fear and greed crypto index. Okay. And I'm going to pull that up real quick. I'm going to find it. However, what I was going to say was that right now there is, I guess it's more balanced now, right? So let's go to coin stats, and I'm going to share my screen with you all. That way you can kind of see what the fear and greed looks like. Okay, so right now we are in the market sentiment, which is 53 greed. Okay, so we're at a 53 greed level, 53 greed level, okay, which typically it was down here. The reason why we're back up here is because Bitcoin has been rising. So you got to understand that as crypto goes up, the price goes up of Bitcoin, all right, you're going to see that this greed is going to pick up. Once we start to reach right here, it's like your tank getting full. This is when technically you want to start selling. You want to be buying when it is over here. You guys missed when it was over here, right? Because now the market is starting to pick back up steam because regulation is coming, guys. So understand that you're about at a 53 greed level, which honestly is still a good space to buy, right? Not saying, again, this is not financial advice. Okay, I'm not telling you how to strategize for your investments, but the way that I look at it is sound. The way I look at it is like this. If I'm at a 53 level and I'm above a 50, that is better than 60. That's better than 70. That's better than 80. So I'm still going to dollar cost average in around this level. Okay, however, I'm going to dollar cost average in with a lower risk. What does that mean? That means I'm going to risk less. I'm not going to risk more. I'm going to risk less when I'm at a 53. I would risk more when I'm at around a 25 or a 30 or maybe a 10 or 15 because you are lower. So you want to buy low. You want to buy when people are fearful. Guys, this is why we've been preaching and screaming at people for the last couple months about actually getting going, right? Getting into this space and getting invested, because people wait until the greed is here to start buying. And that's when you should be selling. Number two, investing is laying out money now to get more back in the future. You have to understand that in your mind. All my new investors understand that you have to lay your money on the line today to see a return for tomorrow. Number three, that Warren Buffett says is price is what you pay. Value is what you get. I tell you guys this all the time. I don't even pay attention to the price of any of these assets anymore because it's still too early. Paying attention to the price of crypto assets today is like paying attention to the price of Apple or Amazon or Google stock in 2000, 2001, right? 2002, 2003, 2004. Guys, we have far super succeeded that price. It's like paying attention to the S&P 500, 20 years ago. No, you had to allow for these markets, these new tech leaders to finally become their best selves. And now they're becoming their next best selves by implementing AI and Web3 and blockchain and crypto and just all these new innovative solutions to business and in the way that we operate, right? Number four, our goal is to find an outstanding business at a sensible price, not a mediocre business at a bargain price. People ask me, hey, what should I invest in? I typically tell people, start with the top 10 coins, start with the top 5 coins, right? Even though I don't promote Bitcoin and Ethereum on this show, I don't say, hey, go and buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. Guys, it's still number 1 and number 2. You got to understand that's like getting LeBron James and Kobe Bryant in the same team. You know what I mean? It's like drafting the top 1 and 2 draft picks. Okay. It does not even happen in the NBA. You cannot get the number 1 and the number 2 draft pick because another team has to be able to get it. Guys, we have better odds than the NBA here at Crypto. What do I mean by that? I'm saying we have better odds than the NBA because we can pick the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 10 in the market. And that should be something that you're excited about, guys. All right. So remember, our goal is to find outstanding business at a sensible price. XRP Ripple is an outstanding solution for central banks at a sensible price right now, guys. That is why we promote it. Number 5, it's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than to buy a fair company at a wonderful price. Let me say that one more time. It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than to buy a fair company at a wonderful price. All right. Shout out to Warren Buffett for those gems. Okay. Let's light up the chat box with some coffee as we continue to push forward. Now, SEC Chair Gary Gensler, this was posted by the Chamber of Digital Commerce, okay, the world's leading blockchain trade association. The SEC Chair Gary Gensler insists the law is clear for digital asset firms. Yet, during the HFSC oversight hearing, which happened last Thursday, he was not able to clearly state if ETH is under the SEC's jurisdiction or not. Okay. I want you guys to listen to this interview on Last Call on CNBC.
Digital assets are a spectrum of assets. There are digital asset commodities, there's digital asset securities, there's digital asset currencies, there's payment systems, there's NFTs, there's digital collectibles. There are many different types of digital assets that there are many different regulatory agencies that have jurisdiction over this space. That clip you just played with Chairman Patrick McHenry grilling the SEC Chairman Gary Gensler really gets to the fundamental issue the industry has, which is the need for regulatory clarity. And that exchange was very emblematic of what the industry is dealing with.
I did Perry Ann, I did a panel down at Virginia Tech about 4.5 years ago, and with Hester Peirce, who is actually a member, one of the SEC commissioners. This was 4.5 years ago. We talked about the urgency of getting this done. It feels like the SEC is moving at about the speed of a 100-year-old tortoise with a broken ankle.
Yeah, Commissioner Peirce spoke at an event that we hosted about a year ago, and she said, unfortunately, the SEC has made very, very little progress. There has been no regulatory guidance issued by the Securities and Exchange Commission for the digital asset ecosystem, despite the fact that industry has been calling for it for over 6 years. Coming back to that question of Ethereum, which really kicked off the entire hearing, how can it be that the Securities and Exchange Commission is taking the position that digital tokens, including Ethereum, potentially are securities, but then you have the CFTC also saying these exact same assets are commodities? How is there clarity in when you have that, when the agencies themselves don't agree, and even the SEC, the commissioners of the SEC, Hester Peirce being one of them, don't agree? There is not regulatory clarity in this space, despite what the chairman testified on this morning.
Well, Perry Ann, you know that it may not be about clarity so much as it's about control, who ultimately is the regulator. Perry Ann Boring, U.S. Digital Chamber, appreciate it.
Huge. All right. So we gonna get clarity. Clarity is coming. All right. That's the, you know what? That's the comment that I want inside of the show today. For the 99th episode, I want you guys to go and just do me a favor, celebrate with me. All right. And you don't have to take a shot with me. All right. You don't have to take a shot with me, but at least go and comment on this video after we post it. So just wait till we finish posting it. But when this video posts on the YouTube channel, I would appreciate if everybody would go over and just comment, clarity is a comment. All right. And I want you to put clarity is a comment. All right. Is a comment, because it is a comment. All right. Let's get to it. Now, Coinbase takes another formal step to seek regulatory clarity from SEC for the crypto industry. So we know that the SEC served Coinbase with a document basically getting ready to sue them. So with that being said, you have Coinbase now. Basically, they filed a narrow action in federal court to compel the SEC to respond yes or no to July 2022 petition asking the SEC to use its formal rulemaking process to provide guidance for the crypto industry. The rulemaking process exists so that agencies can develop regulation with the benefits of public input and have their position tested. Guys, these companies are fighting publicly. Like, this is on Coinbase's actual website, right? So literally, this is a real war. Like we're talking about the war, like I said, we had the war on drugs, the war on different things. This is the war on crypto right here, right now. And you have all these companies. Then you have the CEO of Coinbase that's been going up. Actually, him and some of the other higher ups at Coinbase, they've been on the ground, and it seems like they're one of the only crypto companies that's literally fighting, going up, other than Ripple, obviously, but they're doing a great job by going up to the SEC's office out in Washington, D.C. They're going to Congress. They're doing everything that they can to provide and find the clarity that's needed for this, which is actually expected, because Coinbase is the leader, right, of this space. And we also know that Coinbase actually said that if America does not get regulatory clarity, Coinbase is going to move its main location out of the United States. And if that happens, that will be our largest exchange leaving the US, which would literally damage all of the innovation that we are supposed to have as a country. All right. Now, moving into some other serious news. Okay, Bloomberg posted this. The BRICS nations, if you guys didn't know, the BRICS nations are meeting in June. They meet every year in June in South Africa. This year it's going to be from June 2nd to the 3rd. All right, guys, I might try to be out there too. Okay, I don't know, but I feel like I might be there. All right, so if you don't know who the BRICS nations is, you got Brazil. Actually, I got to read this. Today I am unstoppable. Time to wake up. That was my alarm. Today I'm unstoppable. Okay. Now, 19 countries expressed an interest to join the BRICS nations. Okay. The BRICS nations consist today of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay. Now you have other countries that are applying. What are those countries? If we scroll down to the bottom, you have Saudi Arabia and Iran are among the countries. You also have Argentina, UAE, Algeria, Egypt, Bahrain, and Indonesia. And then you have a bunch of other countries in East and West Africa. Okay, this is a big move towards the US dollar losing its place as the world's reserve currency. Now, this comes at a pivotal moment, because even Robert Kiyosaki says that the U.S. is to suffer a devastating hyperinflation, war, and starvation as BRICS dumps the dollar. This is from Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And we know, man, Robert Kiyosaki, he's not always right, but he always has a pretty good idea from all the years of experience and all the connections that he has, right? So I want to read a little bit. Let me actually grab my charger real quick, make sure that we don't die here. Okay, make sure everything is good. All right, good money. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki is issuing a dire warning to Americans, okay? In the new video on Rich Dad, Poor Dad channel, Robert Kiyosaki tells his 3.1 million subscribers that the U.S. is now at risk of suffering hyperinflation, war, and starvation, okay? As the BRICS nations are starting to not only come together and become stronger, but now starting to not even become the BRICS nations no more, but to really become the new United Nations. I mean, this seems like the new United Nations to me, an alliance of multiple nations, right? So it says that Trifon's dilemma meant that the U.S. had to supply dollars to every central bank throughout the world. So we had to print probably quadrillions of dollars. And what happens is when the playground bully, the U.S. and the BRICS nations gang up against the bully, they say, take your dollars back. And when those dollars come roaring back into America, we have a thing called hyperinflation, guys. And every time there's hyperinflation, guess what happens? Dictators arise. Every time there's hyperinflation, dictators arrive. The Trifon dilemma suggests that the issue of global reserve currency faces the challenge of running an oversupply of its own currency as the country provides liquidity to the rest of the world. So literally, us trying to protect the world, us trying to be big brother, all of that stuff has come back and bit us in the behind, America. Out of all this chaos and the dollar going back, the dollar's going to come back in trillions. Hyperinflation, war breakouts, starvation will increase. He also says, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't trust your money, that's the problem. And the world is now waking up that they don't trust the money. But worst of all, Trifon dilemmas going kick in, and trillions of dollars will come washing back on our shore. And you're going to see hyperinflation like you've never seen before. That sounds like a Dr. Seuss rhyme. I like how that went. He said, trillions of dollars will come washing back on shore, and you're going to see hyperinflation like you've never seen before. Okay. Now, let's keep pushing forward. So, this right here is from Ripple Van Winkle. Shout out to Michael Branch for sending me this over earlier this morning. Appreciate you. He told me that we need to start around minute marker 349. So I'm gonna let this video run for a little bit, so that you guys can see what Mr. Branch sent over for us.
It's out. Very interesting news. eBird, massive Ripple connections. I got you covered on that one. Give me a second. the mass payments arm of eBay, the global financial technology firm, is delighted to announce that it has been appointed by Incorp to provide payroll payments for its underlying clients. eBay has the ability to settle in over 200 countries across 130 currencies with a geographical footprint spanning 32 global offices. It had transacted over 21 billion in the last 12 months.
All right, so he's talking about eBury. Now, I didn't know who eBury was, but I'm going to type in eBury and Ripple, right? He explains it in this video, but I wanted to just pull up some stuff real quick. Now, we know, let's break this down real quick, because y'all know that I love, and if you're new to the show, welcome. All right, shout out to my boy Rob for hopping on. I don't know if Rob my cousin, but we got the same last name. Might be my cousin. All right, shout out to Rob Owens on the call. All right, now I want to show y'all something. Let's break this down. Okay, July 9th of 2020. This is on Ripple's website. Santander partners with Ripple to bring certainty and speed to international payments. Okay, certainty and speed to international payments. Now, let's go over here and I want to show you this. Okay, if you guys didn't know, okay, Santander splashed out $350 million for a majority stake in eBury, one of the leading cross-border payment providers to small and medium businesses. Okay, so you have eBury, you have Santander that pretty much has bought a majority stake in a company called eBury. You also have Goldman Sachs that bought a credible stake in Veeam, right? So all of these, we know all these companies are looking to be able to do instantaneous settlements of transactions. Okay, now that I showed you guys that eBury took over that, now let's go and look at this here. Now, Ripple expands in Latin America on new deal with Ripple partner Bexis. Okay, so Ripple-based remittances may soon expand further into Latin America. This came out on 5/12 of 2022. Okay, with a Latin America partner called Bexis, enters a new deal with eBury. Okay, understand this. eBury, the Banco Santander-backed provider of corporate banking services to SMEs that trade internationally, has agreed to buy Bexis. So you have eBury, who acquired Bexis. Then you have Banco Santander, right, which is one of the largest banks in the world, who has bought a majority stake. We know Banco Santander. If we go to Banco Santander, okay, let's just go to their website real quick. Y'all know that I'm a research that one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna research it, y'all. All right, I'm gonna go figure this out. Okay, so let's dive into so this is Santander Bank right here. Okay, you have Santander Bank. Okay, they have locations in Miami. Okay, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Santander Bank, it's a Spanish bank. Hold on. Trying to remember where is it American? It might be. No, I think it's just international. It's just an international. It's an international bank. However, this bank has bought out that company that we were just talking about. What was it? Bexis or excuse me, eBury. Okay, so now eBury, the Banco Santander-backed provider of corporate banking services to SMEs that trade internationally, has agreed to buy Bexis in a move that expands its international payments offering to Latin America, specifically Brazil. Okay, so that's important because we know that the solution, the reason why people ask me all the time, why should I invest in XRP? You got to understand that Ripple is partnering with all of these banks to be able to provide what's called on-demand liquidity. And we're going to dive into that. Guys, do not go anywhere. Okay, you want to make sure that you stick around for the rest of this show. Okay, now, breaking news on yesterday, April 24th, a new Ripple publication that was just put out confirms XRP ODL, which is on-demand liquidity payments, are live in India. So you have XRP payments live in India. I'm going to pull up right now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to share my full desktop so that y'all can see this actual document that I went and actually pulled for you all. So this document right here was put out by Ripple. You can see them right there. It says Streamline Global Treasury Flows. This is their 2023 report. So this is the freshest one they have. Okay. The global cross-border payments landscape is slow, fragmented, and ripe for innovation. Okay. It says it's becoming increasingly challenging for companies to send funds to and from certain countries and regions like Brazil, Mexico, India, and Southeast Asia. All right. Right now, it takes 3 to 5 business days with an extremely high fee to get these settlements done. Okay. So what they're looking to do, grow and scale by assessing 7 days of interest-free flexible repayment terms to your cross-border treasury repayments. I want to break this down. Why is it important for this 7 days of interest-free flexible repayment terms? Because we know that there's something in our banking system known as nostro and vostro accounts. And this is how liquidity is managed through our central banks. So for instance, if I'm in the United States and I'm going to send money to Africa, to let's say to if I'm going to send it from USD into ZAR, which is ZAR, right, which is the South African Rand. Okay, they're typically I have to go through a intermediary, which is central banks. I have to pay these fees. It's going to take forever. And it's just not an easy flow. And then guess what? If I send $1 million from America, number one, my $1 million has to be available to be locked up in US dollars. Number one, it has to be available. And we know the banks don't even have money. So they may have to take a couple of days to collect that $1 million. Then when they get ready to send that messaging standard, which is known as SWIFT, when they send that SWIFT messaging standard over through the central bank system over to South Africa's central bank, what you're going to end up noticing is if that $1 million is not lined up in ZAR, if there's not $1 million in that ZAR currency, then the settlement cannot close until they have that $1 million in ZAR. What this on-demand liquidity solution does, what XRP, what Ripple does, is it allows for that whole lockup time where the money has to be over here and over here completely wiped out, and it allows for that money to move seamlessly through cross borders without that issue. That is the solution. Okay. So they're simplifying treasury operations with access to liquidity when you need it and payment settlement in real time. Okay. Now, if we scroll down to here, it says speed, savings, and liquidity with Ripple Payment Solutions. It says that right here, Ripple's payment solution also offers optimized liquidity for cross-border payments. And as you guys can see, they have Brazil and India right here. Okay, right here in the document. And then just like that, you have this new partnership, which is not new, but it's finally established, where India is now online for on-demand liquidity. And why is that? Because they have the ISO 20022 compliance. Now, I have a video to share with you guys from Amazon Web Services. This was an event, and Ripple, Stellar, and ILP were talked about in this event, which is Interledger Protocol being implemented via API to process payments on blockchain. Okay, so that means Amazon Web Services and Amazon are looking to leverage these technologies to process their payments faster as well. I hope you guys enjoy this video.
Institution that allows fiat on-ramps to distribute for blockchain technologies such as Ripple and Stellar and Interledger. This is available via APIs, so developers, I think such as yourselves, can embed it into their applications and allow users to, integrate with USD, or we have 8 fiat currencies coming on board and reach different countries. But this basically allows users to, interact with your ecosystem. So for institution that—
All right, and I have one more video to show from this.
We're best collaborating with them. Then of course payments Right. We also have someone on our team dedicated to seeing where XRP for payments can be of use and working with different merchants.
Did y'all hear that?
Seeing where XRP for payments can be of use. Seeing where XRP for payments can be of use and working with different merchants as well as consumers, platforms and apps to see where there could be a good opportunity for us or best.
Boom. All right, more, just look, guys, just more value. She said, all right, all she said was, we're looking for ways for XRP to be used as payment. That's all she said. Looking for ways for XRP to be used as payment. Okay, now, this right here is the chief technology officer of Ripple. Okay, and this was an interview that he did at Consensus back in I believe it was 2019 or 2018. I wanted to pull this video up, especially to celebrate the new consensus that's happening.
The same is true of ILP. We can innovate both below it and above it. But the main point that I want to make is that ILP is a micropayment technology. Over 1 billion ILP payments in 2018. And there's a reason that's important. You can do everything with a micropayment. Micropayments are kind of like packets. If you think about the way the internet works, it sends a packet to its destination with the best effort. ILP does the same thing. The smarts are at the endpoints, and the same thing is true with ILP. So if I want to send somebody $100, I can just sort of start streaming money at them. And when it gets to $100, I can stop. And that is better for a number of reasons. If you're going to make a payment in one shot, you need to get a quote. But do you get a free quote or do you pay for the quote? If you get a free quote, it's going to be a terrible quote because you've got a free option. If you're going to pay for the quote, how many quotes do you pay for? Do you just pay for one and then take it? Do you pay for 5 quotes and only take one of them? When you stream micropayments, when you make payments by micropayments, you can stream that payment through multiple forwarders, and those individual forwarders can stream that payment through multiple forwarders, and you can take advantage of that best path. And if the path is really good, you can stream money faster. And if the path is really bad, you can stream money more slowly. And the net effect is that you can manage a payment as a series of micropayments. And I know that sounds kind of crazy to you guys today, but if we lived in the circuit switch days of telecom, packet switch, like sending a telephone call over packet switching would sound just as crazy, but it's just as innovative. If we can develop micropayments that are as cheap as a DNS request, micropayments can take over the world. We can put all of the world's payments on a modern payment platform that interoperates between both blockchain and non-blockchain value. Interledger payments plus digital assets could be that internet of value, that way to move value all around the world. Thank you.
Wow. Coming, y'all. So this came out on 4/23, so 2 days ago. Ripple CTO David Schwartz clarifies XRP pre-funding strategy amid debates. Okay, so he's taking it to Twitter. Wanted to pull up his tweet, and so this is what David said. He said it's just cheaper, right? A bunch of people was talking. You know what I mean? So this guy said, to solve the made up Nostro Vostro pre-funding problem, you can open a RippleNet account and then open up Nostro Vostro accounts or several DAE accounts and pre-fund them XRP. And then he put clown emojis. Then David said the idea is that instead of pre-funding in every market, you might want to make a payment in. You can pre-fund in just one account and make payments to any ODL destination market. It also means that you can hold in the asset of your choice and pay in a different one. Parking USD to make USD to MXN, which is Mexican peso payments, is a very different situation from pre-funding MXN to make USD MXN payments. All right, so this guy goes in. I would recommend, we don't have time to go through all of this, but I recommend y'all go to David Schwartz Twitter and go check that out. Now, in other news, U.S. Faster Payments Council. Okay, this right here is for what you guys know that's rolling out, which is the Fed Now system. Okay, and I want to show you guys that Ripple is a part of this, guys, no matter what. Okay, no matter what, Ripple is a part of that. And as you guys can see, 44% of people are implementing Fed Now. Okay, the industry is keen on faster payments. You got 44% of businesses and people implementing Fed Now. You have 77% of people doing Zelle. You have 62% doing RTP, which is real-time payments. Then you have 85% doing same-day ACH. Okay, in the next 1 to 2 years, 44% plan to implement Fed Now. So Fed Now will be the biggest system that will be in the United States for payroll, for bill pay, for disbursements, for person-to-person payments. And the partner that's a part of this is Volante. Okay, if you guys didn't know, Volante is really dope because Volante is a Ripple partner, right? It says banks must improve their cross-border services. Next generation cross-border mechanisms include Swift GPI, Ripple, Visa B2B, Visa Direct. So you have Ripple directly on the Volante website. Okay. Another update to the XRP ledger, okay, is this right here, which is super dope. So now we have another 1 million plus stores that have the ability to leverage the XRP ledger. So now we have a real, like, the reason why I'm sharing this is because I want you guys to see that it's XRP. People ask, hey, how can I use my XRP? How will this even work? Okay. There's companies like ECWID. Now understand that this is not Amazon. This is a lower tiered Amazon. This is like another type of Amazon service. It's a e-commerce service, right? They have partnered with the Zum wallet. And if you guys know, the Zum wallet is the official wallet for XRP Ledger. Okay. Now, it says that Zum makes a significant leap in e-commerce, bringing XRPL payments to 1 million plus stores. All right, what does that mean? If you guys go over to the ECWID website, you can literally right here pay with Zum. It's already a solution. Receive payments in USD, GBP, Euro, and other stable coins on the XRP ledger. Low transaction fees, instant settlement, free currency conversion. Allow customers to pay with anything they own on the XRP ledger using the same mobile and internet environment for both. I told you guys to go and get yourself a Zum wallet because there's only a certain amount of Zum wallets that were even created for retail investors. That means that if you don't even go get a Zum wallet, you're putting yourself in a disservice in the future anyway to even be able to pay, right? Because these companies are partnering with Zum wallet. It's right here, guys. I cannot make this stuff up. Now, we're getting ready to end this call, but I wanted to end this with some updates that to some of the other ISO coins. So we have Stellar Lumens. So if you guys don't know who Franklin Templeton is, Franklin Templeton, okay, is the largest asset manager with a AUM of $1.5 trillion. Okay, if you guys didn't know, this is on Stellar's website. Franklin Templeton announces the Franklin on-chain U.S. government money fund surpasses $270 million in assets under management. Okay, this will be the first U.S. registered mutual fund to process transactions and record share ownership on the Stellar blockchain. Okay, so right now you're literally seeing tokenized money funds. Okay, that's happening on the Stellar blockchain. This is huge. Okay, this is really, really big. And this is something that, you know, if you don't have any XLM, if you don't have any Stellar, this is something that you definitely want to look into to, you know, get your hands on. All right. This might be something. It says that the fund is a regulated 1940 Act fund that invests at least 99.5% of its total assets in government securities, cash, and repurchase agreements collateralized fully by government securities or cash. We just told y'all everything will be tokenized on the blockchain. We've been saying this for years. Now you have tokenized securities, cash, and repurchase agreements that will be collateralized and tokenized on the Stellar blockchain. I don't know if that's bullish for y'all, family, but I just wanted to share that information because I felt like it was super important. That is my episode 99. I hope you guys got a lot of value. I hope that you all are staying bullish. And, you know, I wanted to pass this over to anybody that may have one thing they like, learned, or love from today's show. If there's anybody that would like to share, if you have a question, this is our Q&A time. If you are on the YouTube channel, feel free to join our Discord group. The link is in my bio on YouTube. You can click that link, join our Discord group, and you can also join us here on Zoom for the Q&A and just be a part of our private community. So if there's anybody that has anything that you would like to say or share, feel free to raise up those hands. And if not, then I would say you're welcome. You all are welcome. I would say that this was a very successful show. Okay. Well, in that note, I want to say thank y'all for being here. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will be live on tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday for Crypto Consensus. All right. So yeah, y'all having them. Hold on one second.
Hey, good morning.
Go ahead, Billy.
Hey, Vince. Hey, you know, we need to
Can
have
y'all
a
hear Billy?
wallet. Yeah, I'm here.
Y'all can hear Billy? Hold on. Y'all give me
Oh.
1 second. I can't hear Billy. Billy, give me 1 second. Let me figure out what's going on with my mic real quick. Y'all give me 1 second.
It's probably just my voice.
Keep talking, Billy.
It's probably just my voice. I'm hoarse this morning.
Something happened. You know what? I don't need this mic. Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Billy. I'm here.
Yeah, I didn't know if you could hear me. My voice is hoarse. Hey, look, we need to have a Zone Wallet course because I got my Zone Wallet and I took it to the store to use it. It doesn't have a zip card or nothing on it. I don't, and I've read the thing and I've gone to YouTube, but I can't figure out my Zone how to use that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Well, I appreciate you for leading me into it, Billy, because that's the next announcement. We actually got the XRP Masterclass that will be taken on next week. The XRP Masterclass will teach you the same way we did the HBAR Masterclass. I taught you guys how to leverage and make money passively through the hash pack. We'll be doing that with the Zum wallet, and that XRP Masterclass will be next week. So, you know, that will be something that I feel like that one's going to sell out. Everybody's interested in XRP. So I have a limited amount of slots for that one. And yeah, so I appreciate you but yeah, we will go over it and we will have the master class on that.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Have a great day.
You too. Now, to talk about that master class real quick, guys. If you are interested in the XRP masterclass, I won't be talking about it today, but I will be doing something special as I always do, right, on Thursday, episode 100. We will be doing it bigger than we've ever done it. So we will be talking about that masterclass that will happen next week for XRP. So you guys, if you are interested, you know, if you already told y'all, if y'all attended my HBAR masterclass, you guys will be able to get in for the same discounted price that you did. If you did not sign up for the HBAR masterclass, the price will be the price. You know what I mean? So because I reward people that move fast, I reward the people that make the sacrifice and are there, before everything really gets popping. So for my people that were there for the HBAR Masterclass, I appreciate you guys. You will be able to get into that masterclass for the exact same price that you paid. And for the people that will be here on Thursday, I think I'll do something special for you guys as well. But because I'm gonna be feeling good on Thursday. So with that being said, y'all have an amazing rest of the day. I'm so grateful for y'all. Thank y'all so much for believing in what I do, allowing me to just, grow as a person, as a leader, as an educator. And I don't take this for granted. I don't take this position lightly. I'm going to go and get as much value as possible. Y'all pay attention to my Instagram and my social media over the next couple of days. I'm going to bring so much value to you guys through my live sessions, through everything that I'll be doing, my interviews. And then on Thursday, I will give y'all that energy. I'll bring y'all the energy and let y'all know how I'm feeling here in Texas for Crypto Consensus 2023. Thank y'all so much, guys, and have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.